welcome to another the Sportsman Show. I am your host, Joe Musil, for Nutmeg TV from a scuba tank with my the great sea amenity person, Coachy. Coachy, what do you got there?
Oh, I got tetracolored tropical flakes fish food. They've already been fed once today, but this is their second installment, so excuse me a second.
Excuse me a second. Let's go feed the fish. Okay, talk us through this, Coachy. What do you got here?
Sure. Well, first of all, I need to do this, if I can get lucky with this darn camera. Okay.
Okay, walk us through. We still hear you. We got to remove that. Oh, they know it's coming. Look at them all. There we go. Wow, how many fish you got in there?
There's 12.
There's 12 fish in there.
There's 12 fish. I've not lost a fish in about almost 50 days now since I bought 9 new fish.
50 days, nice. That's a record.
Yes, it is. Because normally I start losing them in about 2 weeks normally.
Yep. And what kind of fish are they?
These are red blood tetras, and these are the other red fish. These are like the black tetras. Now,
do you always go for those kind of fishes?
Yes, but what I've done, and I've learned my lesson, you do not, you don't buy all kinds of tetra. I've learned that mistake because that's how they died.
Really?
So now I went to the pet store about almost 2 months ago, decided, okay, let's try only 2 kinds of fish. I bought 6 of one kind. Well, I had 3 to begin with, so it was like a nice, get 6 fish of those and then buy, and then so it gave me 9, and then I bought like a couple more. So that's why I have 12. And as you can tell right now, the best way to do it is gravel cleaner and
yep,
fish vacuum.
Fish vacuum. Okay, keep them clean.
Keep the tank clean. Which actually, after this show tonight, I have to actually clean more gunk.
Okay,
so,
we don't want to see that part.
No. The
feeding was just enough. That was fine. Okay, we want to see that stuff.
You want to see that, go to my live video page, but I don't.
Yeah. Not on the sports show. We don't want to see that. We had something happen last night.
Yeah, and Joe,
unfortunately,
I know you were disappointed, and that's why we moved the show from Friday night to Saturday night, because I needed you to be focused on your game, and unfortunately, it didn't go the way you wanted, but I watched the entire game, and I'll let you take it from here about the pitching duel.
Yeah, the pitching duel was a nice pitching duel. It felt like a game 5 from the beginning and stuff like that. 2 ace pitchers on the mound, ready to battle for their team and really cement their legacy. Cole pitched well, gave up a 1-run home run, and Aaron Judge only hit 1 home run for the Yankees. No one really. Let's see. I think we only had 3 or 4 hits throughout the whole game, and it's the way the Yankees season went. You know, sometimes the offense just wasn't there. It just didn't click at all, or the offense had really clicked and we scored 17 runs. But overall view of the Yankees season, with the 60 games and stuff like that, and it being a strange season, not a bad season. We beat the Red Sox 9 times out of 10, so yay! Did that. That's enough to put a check mark on the season for. But
do you want to put any other check marks on the Yankee season besides beating the Red Sox 9 out of 10?
Yeah, I don't put that much more on it, but the rivalry we have to, you don't
want to think about with the New York Mets, huh?
We did a good job against the New York Mets and the New York Mets stuff, and the season it went by quick. It just, you blinked and it too quick. And it just was, it was up and down. We lost like 9 in a row. And then we lose, and then we win 10 in a row. And we had a lousy record against Tampa Bay anyways. I mean, going into this round. So overall, not a bad job. Enough to keep Aaron Boone around, no firing of the head coach or anything like
At
that.
least for another year.
At least for another year.
I don't see the Yankees getting rid of him anytime soon. I don't really see that happening. I mean, this is his first time doing management, and it's not fair if you have to get rid of the manager after 60 games like what the Red Sox did. I thought they should have given him another year. But but a lot of sources are telling me from friends that Mr. Cora might be coming back.
Yeah, Frank Cora may be coming back. Yep.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, Terry Francona, I heard about this too, that he will be back next year despite all these surgeries he had during the season. So.
Well, for Cleveland, that's not too bad.
Nope. Here's my take on the game last night.
Yeah.
Chapman, coming in the 7th inning. Should he have come in that early? I would have said save him for the 8th inning, but I don't think it would have made a difference.
Yeah, he's not Mariano Rivera.
No.
I mean, Rivera ate up innings. He was like the only closer that you could bring in for 2 innings and shut down.
Sometimes 3. I've seen him come for 3 innings before.
But in his later days, it was only 2, and then it went back to 1.
Mm-hmm. But see, the thing was with Chapman, Joe. I know he loves to throw the gas. I know he loves to throw 100-mile-per-hour fastball. But that pitch that he gave up a home run was not a fastball. That looked like almost looked like a breaking ball.
Yeah, it was slow. And unlike Mariano Rivera, the cutter is a different pitch than the fastball.
No, and I'll be honest with you. I thought that ball wasn't going to make it out of the park because the way that ball lifted, it almost looked like a line drive home run.
Yeah, short fence in San Diego.
There you go. Yep.
So, it went over. Nothing to take away from the Rays. They won the game.
Yep.
So
now, how far can the Tampa Bay Rays have gone? They've been to the World Series once before the Philadelphia Phillies beat them in 6. This has been a team that, by the way, payroll, they're in the bottoms of the league.
Third lowest. Lowest payroll.
Yep, almost.
Highest.
I know. I think the lowest is at Miami or is it Pittsburgh?
Something like that. But they only have a guy. Their top guy has $15 million. That's their top guy in Tampa.
But you know what? Every single year, it doesn't matter which Tampa Bay team comes and goes. It's felt like really since Joe Madden came in as a manager, he's done a great job. I mean, I know Tampa Bay let him walk, unfortunately, so they brought in Kevin Cash. But Kevin Cash has done an outstanding job.
He has, especially in that tough division, battling with the Red Sox and Yankees, and even with Baltimore and the Blue Jays. That's a tough division
because you never know who's going to show up. With Tampa, because you don't know. It's a mystery. How much did they sign for? How many years is the contract? Because remember, baseball doesn't have a salary cap, and that's part of why Tampa Bay isn't getting a new stadium for the foreseeable future.
Oh, they can't have Tampa doesn't. Nobody goes to watch Tampa Bay in Tampa, Florida.
And it's sad.
It's sad. It's very sad.
Here's the thing on professional sports.
Yep.
Football with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they started when they came in the 1970s. Okay, when they had that winless when they had a bad season, they didn't win one game, which is still they were the first team ever to do that.
Yep.
Before other teams started.
Then it was Detroit.
I thought they didn't get a lot of fans at their stadium. And then, of course, when they were starting to win, they found a better coach. Here they come. They start selling out the games, of course, before this COVID starts. And now here we are now. Of course, Tom Brady signed there. If we didn't have this pandemic, the place would have been sold out every single home game.
That's true. And according to Fox and CBS, Tampa's the new New England Patriots, and we get to watch them every week.
Yeah, so far, and I think they're going to be on TV again next week.
Yep, I mean
they're home to Green Bay.
Yeah, that should be a good game. But sticking with the baseball or the Tampa
but
Bay,
the franchise of the Tampa Sports, I have to name another one. The Tampa Bay Lightning, when they came into the league, they started in a very small arena that didn't have too many because their arena was being built at the time being, and I think it only had like 13,000 people that were there, and then but they were able to sell out their games pretty quickly. Then they moved on to where, of course, now it's Tropicana Field. They played in the Thunderdome. They had like 28,000 fans for a playoff game, which they sold out the whole area. Then they moved into a new arena. So the question is, if the Tampa Bay Rays go on and win the World Series, that means this will be the first time since the state of Massachusetts has done it with two teams.
franchises.
I should be correct on this one.
Yeah, you are.
The Red Sox and the Patriots.
It was also the Red Sox and Boston Celtics.
Okay, because I know that when the Bruins won the Stanley Cup, it almost happened on another occasion, but they fell short in 2011.
In Massachusetts, they almost had 3 teams.
Almost 4, really?
Almost 4 because the Bruins were heading to the Stanley Cup. Because the Patriots,
the Celtics was in the finals, I think, versus the Lakers, wasn't it?
Yeah. We beat the Lakers, and the Boston won the championship that year.
Right, but
Red Sox, and the Patriots almost went 0-. We lost to the Giants.
Yup, in the Super Bowl, and then the Bruins lost to the Chicago Blackhawks in 6 games.
Yeah, so that was almost 4 trophies in one state.
Yeah, I know, and I remember it too. How the Bruins, when it became, they were up by a goal late in the third period, and then here comes Chicago to tie it late, and then took the lead. And I remember it's like, oh boy, we go from get ready for Game 7 to the Stanley Cup's going to be hoisted right there in 2 minutes.
Yep.
So,
almost
as crazy as it was. So, but we'll see what the Tampa Bay, the city of Tampa, can do with this. Let's just hope that the Rays win the whole thing. Don't do what the Lightning did without no masks or anything like that. We don't need to hear MLB reprimand them for this too.
Well, I hopefully that if the Tampa Bay does win the World Series,
that will be the first one, of course.
Actually fans embrace that down in Florida, and actually start going to the games because they put out a good product. They put out a good team. I mean, it's not like they're losing or anything.
They're not losing what they used to be. Now they've been winning like the last 5-6 years. They've been winning games now. I
mean, I know Florida's filled with old people and Cubans. But you got to have some kind of
people going to Disney.
Yeah, you got people going to Disney. But you got to have some people who like baseball a little bit more and able to fill that stadium. Because
I think there are more Tampa Bay Rays fans really that follow their team more closely than the Miami Marlins. I mean, don't get me wrong, they made the playoffs this year too, but
yeah,
the Rays. There are fans that are watching the Rays on TV. I think more than going to the stadium.
Well, the Marlins actually lost their first series in franchise history.
Yes, because they always won when they were in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, and won the World Series twice. Yup. I remember one time over some team. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I remember 2 of them when Jim Leland, when they beat Cleveland in Game 7.
Yep.
They were going nuts in Miami.
And they beat the Yankees in 7.
Then you got Jack McKeon, 74 years old, wins a manager, and he smokes a cigar in the dugout after they win the World Series.
Yep.
So, but
yeah. All right, off that.
Okay, moving along. Okay.
Good 13
I'm going to
minutes
start
on
this
that.
off with NFL because I'm getting upset now with what's going on here.
Okay.
The Titans. Okay.
Okay. Rant and rave.
Thank you. I've been following the Tennessee Titans the last 2-3 weeks, even though we don't get any coverage of this. I've watched quite a bit of Tennessee Titans at my cousin's on the dish, and let me tell you something. The last 2 weeks, it's not been going right for them. I mean, today, they had no new positive cases, great, but you're still stuck at 23 right now. And this was getting so out of hand. What puzzles me is after they were told they have to be virtual with practicing and stuff, that means go jog on your own. Do not be anywhere with your teammates or anything. So, we're going down to a local high school, and we're having a few players go practice with Jeff Tannehill, Ryan Tannehill. You cannot do that. That's basically from what I'm hearing with this punishment, this might be worse than the New England Patriots Spygate.
Okay.
And, this cannot happen. Apparently, you're not taking care of yourself with what's going on. I mean, yeah, okay. You'll have one player like the Patriots game, as you guys know, that the game's been moved to Sunday night into Monday evening because Stephon Gilmore was tested positive, but thank goodness he was
best corner in the league.
Yeah, he was the only one who was tested positive.
Yep.
Everybody else has been good at that
Yep.
point. We did have a false positive case with the New York Jets, even though Friday Adam Gase told the whole team, get the heck out of here. We have a possible positive. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. And poor Arizona's got to come east this weekend. But instead, thank goodness it was only a false report. And that means that team can now – Arizona's already in New Jersey getting ready for a game tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then my other thing with this is I feel bad for the Pittsburgh Steelers who couldn't play last week. I'm happy they're playing Philadelphia tomorrow against the Eagles.
Yep.
By the way, Alshon Jeffrey, everybody thought he was tested positive. He has a different kind of illness, so that's already out the window. And poor Buffalo, they had to readjust their schedule coming up because as long as there's no new negative cases, they have to play Tuesday night in Nashville, which, by the way, for all you Bills and Titans fans who think you're going to get the game on CBS National, I don't think so. It's going to wind up being you live in Western New York or in the Nashville-Knoxville area in Tennessee, you're going to get to see the game. The rest of us either you have to watch it on a dish, or for myself, I'll be watching it free on a free stream computer on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's not what you want planned, but you know what? We got lucky last week. The Chiefs played the Patriots on Monday on national CBS.
Well, that was a huge game, and we'll talk more about the game coming up.
A little bit.
But that was a huge game. That was a big money maker. So I don't think CBS minded moving or rescheduling that in.
And make it a national game.
Yeah. They
knew
that.
I would like to see. I mean, maybe NFL Network's going to pick up the Pittsburgh Tennessee game. There's an outside chance, but I don't know how that works with CBS or something like that. But maybe they could bump the game. I've been checking on it just in case, but it looks like as of right now, it didn't say nationally. So that means Tuesday night, got to find a computer to watch it. So and for any of you who have me on Facebook, please message me and I will give you the answer on how to watch the game. Yeah, if you need to. So
okay.
Joe, I'm gonna let you tell me the team you want me to talk about next, but it's not COVID related, so I can.
Okay. We're off the COVID related teams.
Go ahead.
Let's dive into week. What are we up to? 4?
Let's talk about week 4. Pick your team first. I know we're talking
Pick our
football for a little
teams.
bit.
Do we want to go with the disappointing loss? Do we want to go with a good win? Or
actually, you know what? I would like to start with a good win, and I think the Cleveland Browns is the right team to talk about.
Well, that's also a good win plus an embarrassing loss.
Yeah. Cleveland Browns right now. A lot of people have been thinking, okay, is this Cleveland Browns team for real? Right now, don't put it is a real team at the moment because you're 3-1. Congratulations. You've beaten Washington at home. You've beaten the Cowboys in Dallas, where Dallas is the worst team in the league. And
defense.
You beat Cincinnati. Here's the thing. They're playing Indianapolis coming up on Sunday. Right now, what they've changed since with the new coach, they're running the football even more than they're throwing it because Odell Beckham seems to be the only person who is catching the ball right now, which is fine. But, you got to be careful he doesn't get hurt or otherwise the whole passing game could go out the window. Yeah.
I think that's the Cleveland Browns head coach understands Baker Mayfield. He's the first head coach in Cleveland that actually understands Baker Mayfield. He understands that he needs a strong running game in back of him. He doesn't want him passing over 35 times a game.
25 is enough is enough.
25 is good.
30 is okay, but over
30,
that's too much. That means you're losing the game and you have no choice.
Yeah. So, and manage the clock. If he does that, he's fine.
Yep. And another thing too, Nick Chubb did get hurt in this game, but Kareem Hunt, well, to me he was a non-factor, so that's why they were throwing it more to Odell Beckham.
Well, he was wide open. Those touchdown passes.
Well, especially
defense.
If I may, the big play was Jarvis Landry threw the ball to Odell Beckham on one of his 3 touchdown catches that Dallas didn't expect.
No, they didn't. And Dallas's corners can't tackle anybody.
No, Dallas just lost somebody for the season, I believe, last night too. So they lost somebody else on defense.
But that's going to hurt them even more.
Mm-hmm.
But Dallas's defense is the worst in the league.
Absolutely.
I mean, on that last final Odell Beckham reverse, it looked like the Red Sea parted.
Yeah,
and he just ran right through him, and as much fun as I do like watching Dallas lose, it is funny and comical to me.
But not be 32nd in the league in defense. You can't do that.
Well, yeah, but that whole division is down the tubes.
Yeah, well, for now, but yes, that's going to be our next one right now because I don't know how in the world the Giants at 0-4 are still only really a game and a half back. Actually, one game because the Giants have only
one game back.
I think the Giants are playing their first divisional game.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Season. Yeah,
Cowboys
at New York. No, I'm sorry, it's in Dallas.
In Dallas.
Sorry. In Dallas. Watch this game be another high-scoring affair because both defenses are not that good.
Both defenses. If Saquon Barkley was there for the Giants, I would give him a lot more better chance.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm making it an even-Steven game.
It may be a really sloppy game. There may be a few turnovers in the game that win the game.
Yep.
It may be just a 20-14 game. Both defensively, the Giants have pretty good defense. If they stay healthy and stuff, they have a pretty good defense.
Well, against the Rams, first half, outstanding. Most of the third quarter, outstanding. Fourth quarter, one Cooper
I think
Kupp
they were
touchdown
tired.
killed it.
Yeah, I think they were tired and stuff for being on the field and their offense really not doing anything. Even great defenses get tired. Everybody's defense get tired. And the Rams just picked up on that fourth quarter drive, and they drove it down on them. So
yeah, well, you know what? I'm kind of happy though with the Rams, who they have to play coming up. I think they're done with they're almost done with the NFC East. I think.
Yeah, they got the Eagles.
Yeah, they played Philadelphia. They're playing Washington tomorrow. They've played the Giants. So basically, after this, they play the Cowboys, and I think next week they play. I think it's San Francisco.
Yeah.
So another team that's going through right now with a bad situation is the Houston Texans.
Yeah, you could talk about the Houston Texans.
We had a coaching change during the week, and apparently there was a heated exchange between Bill O'Brien and J.J. Watt because obviously they're 0-4. They're a much better team than 0-4. They lost to Minnesota, which they didn't look that sharp at all. I mean, the only game, if I could think of any of the 4 that they showed up, was maybe the opener against Kansas City. But the last
4, they haven't been shown up at all. It looks like they just lost their momentum or lost their faith in the coach.
Missing DeAndre Hopkins is a big factor, though, too, because they're missing a part of that.
Yep, so.
I mean, the only good thing they have going right now is Will Fuller's got a touchdown in 2 consecutive games. But,
and that's it.
But this is where I think this weekend they're playing Jacksonville at home. I think this is where Houston is going to get their first win for Romeo Crennel.
Yeah. Yep. First win.
Let's see. Pick another team,
game.
Joe.
Another game for me, I watched a few minutes of it and stuff like that. The Buffalo Bills against the Raiders. Buffalo going 0-4 and proving that they could come back in the game and really stuff a team and really control the clock. I mean, they got good stats here.
Yup,
Josh
I
Allen
agree with that.
passed for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns, so he matched Carr for.
Derek Carr didn't look that good on Sunday.
No, but he still passed for 311 yards, but that was mostly in the fourth quarter when they were down.
Yeah, when they were desperate. But here's our question. The Buffalo Bills have a 2-game lead on the New England Patriots. Okay, here's the thing. When we play Buffalo, I'm going to hate to say it right off the bat.
We got to win.
You have to beat Buffalo the first time, or you're not winning the division.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. If you want to move on to the Chiefs and Patriot game, we can move on to it.
Yup, we can. We can talk about Monday's special game.
But I thought the Patriots with Cam Newton, I think the Patriots win that game. I think they win it.
It would have been closer. It would have been a closer fight game.
I think it would have been a 7-point lead, and because the defensive scheme Bill Belichick came up with the cover Kansas City.
It worked for most of the game.
Worked for most of the game.
For the first half. Third quarter on, no.
If Brian Hoyer didn't have a brain fart twice, and he actually acted like a quarterback.
Yup, but however, Bill Belichick, I was not happy he did not throw that challenge flag because that was a fumble and a recovery.
Yeah, that was a fumble.
No doubt in my mind. I was screaming at that. I'm like, Coach B, why are you not throwing that challenge flag? You had that ball. It was out of his hands, and then he never challenged. I said, oh, brother, you can't do that with Mahomes and give him another chance.
That's true. You can't give Kansas City chances on offense. Mahomes is too good. He's got too many weapons, and he'll figure you out.
And we kept him in check.
He kept everybody in check until
early in the third quarter.
If Hoyer just, if he went in the red zone and had 2 field goals, I think the game would have been a little bit more different.
Me too, but here's the thing with Hoyer. When he threw that pick that went into the end zone, Belichick benched him so quick.
Well, because I think he's still on that bench in Kansas City. Hopefully he's still there. I would have left him.
Well, let me tell you what there's a report going on this afternoon.
Yeah.
There is a chance Cam Newton might be playing Monday because but see, the problem is it's only been 1 week unless he's been clear, unless he's had 2 negative tests.
Well, if he has, I think I read a report that he has 2 negative tests.
Okay. If that continues that trend, then you may see him in the lineup on Monday evening. If not, they're going to go at Stitchman because they're not playing Hoyer. They've already said that.
Yeah, well, Stidham actually acted like a rookie a little bit with his interception.
He did throw a TD pass. Congratulations. I'm glad he did that.
That was his first TD pass of his career.
Yeah, but then after that, Kansas City pretty much put it in retro. After that, it was basically kill the clock, milk the clock. That was it.
Yeah.
The rest was history.
History.
Now their next game coming up is Denver. Denver's not pretty either.
No.
Offensively, they got Melvin Gordon. Ted Lindsay might be playing on Monday too. I haven't heard much about that.
Yep.
Defensively, no. But
no Von Miller.
If Cam Newton doesn't play this game Monday, it's going to be a close game. I will tell you right now, it will be.
Yeah. If Cam Newton plays, I think
we'll win by 10 points.
Yeah, we'll win by 10. But yeah, I think so because Cam actually fits the system very well. He fits it well. They have a good system with him. As long as he's healthy on the field, the New England Patriots will be fine.
And by the way, they do have a bye after this week.
Yeah. So
So this will help. This will help completely. To be honest, I really would rather see Newton get another week's worth of rest just to prepare himself for week
I don't
6.
know if you can go 2-3. If you lose
No,
Denver,
the last time the Patriots started 2-3 was probably when Bill Parcells was head coach.
yeah. So I don't think you can do that and expect to make the playoffs.
Right, because the rest of the AFC East right now, Miami only has one victory. They're 1-3.
Yep.
The Jets are 0-4. Patriots are 2-2. Buffalo's 4-0. You don't.
Yeah.
The Patriots need to beat the Jets twice, and they need to beat Miami again. That's as simple as it gets. You don't want to lose to one of those teams, or you're in big trouble. Well, just get yourself go down the street, motorcycle.
Yeah, you get those too, huh? I get those ones down.
Yes, sometimes we get them overnight too. And
2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, we're waiting to see who's going to flip over the bike and hit his head on the rock.
Yep.
So, but you don't have a rock in your.
No, I don't have any rocks or anything.
I have a big rock, so.
Okay.
Head first.
Head first.
Okay. Pick another team we can discuss. I mean, we got like 35 minutes.
What do we got for time? We got we just crossed the 31-minute mark.
Okay. All right. So we're halfway through. All right. Pick another team. I'm not talking hockey for at least until about 10 minutes left.
Let's see. We talked to Giants. We talked a little bit about the Eagles. Is that?
Yes, absolutely. I watched that whole game.
Yep.
Against San Francisco. How did Carson Wentz pull a rabbit out of his hat?
Yeah, he did. San Francisco, the rookie quarterback, he was a rookie.
He got benched too in the fourth quarter. CJ Brate played that fourth quarter, but from what I've heard, Jimmy Garoppolo might be going tomorrow against Miami.
Yeah. San Francisco goes by Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right, but San Francisco has a weakness. They only have one true receiver, and that's George Kittle.
Yeah.
They don't really have the rest of the core for the receivers. There's a weakness.
Yeah.
It's going right back to San Francisco's got to play well on defense, and right now.
Well, San Francisco, I think Jimmy Garoppolo will use the San Francisco's tight end. They do have the good tight end. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I mean Kittle's got 109 yards, was it, and a touchdown last week?
Let's see.
I think that's what he had. He had over 100 yards. I know that.
Kittle's had 15 receptions, 183 yards, 1 touchdown.
Oh, yeah. See, you cannot rely on one player like that. That's way too much. But
that's the only thing you got. You gotta
take it.
You gotta use it.
What you can take because that whole NFC West right now, Seattle's starting to run away with it.
Yeah, they are. Seattle's a strong team.
And look who they play Sunday night. It's Minnesota, and Minnesota's 1-3.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson will throw some more touchdowns and look impressive.
Did we say 4 last week and he finished with 3?
I think he finished with 5.
No. At Miami.
Oh, last week.
Yeah.
Last week. I think we had 4. We said 4, and then he finished with 3 or something.
Oh, okay. Wait.
He's up there. He's throwing left and right touchdowns.
Oh, he's the lead league in throwing right now, so we know that.
So
Right now he had 2. He only had 2.
2.
Okay, so he has so far this year 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's what we sacked though. He's getting sacked though quite a bit.
Yeah, a couple times.
That's not going to get it done, unfortunately. But but that's okay. To him, he can throw that stat right out the window.
Yeah, because he's 4-0. If he was 2-2, then we worry about the sacks.
Then we worry. Yup, but 4-0.
Nah.
And
he's beating good teams too.
The intriguing matchup that's coming for Seattle, I think it's going to be I think they got one game that I would worry about the NFC East who they play, and that's basically Buffalo.
Yeah. Buffalo gives teams problems and stuff. I mean, they have the quarterback now to go up against quarterbacks like Russell
And
Wilson.
the funny thing is with Buffalo, believe it or not, they're playing Tennessee, who's 3-0 right
Yep.
now. So you got two undefeated teams. But of course, we're still waiting the word whether how bad seriously punished Tennessee is. I hope they don't have to forfeit a game and lose 2-0. But
yeah, hopefully not. But
with the safety,
yeah,
I mean that could happen, but I highly doubt it. So, another team to all right. Pick one more team, Joe, because I know we're gonna have to wrap up on football. But
all right, what do you got here? I don't really want to talk about the Bucks. Everybody talks about Tom Brady.
You don't want to talk about the loss they had, though?
Well, we won. They won.
Right, but Thursday they lost.
Thursday they lost. Yes.
Yeah. So okay, let's go back in perspective, Joe, about his game on Sunday, which he woke up to reality after he threw an interception that went for a touchdown.
Yep.
And then after that, they called him the NFC Player of the Week. Yeah, well,
offensive.
What happened Thursday, boom, reality struck. One touchdown pass to Mike Evans, who didn't really have a great day either.
No. No one did.
And basically, Brady and Joe, you probably laughed when you
Brady was on the ground a lot. Brady was kicking himself off the ground.
What about after the fourth down? He was going like this to the officials. Is it fourth down? I'm like, no, it's not fourth down. You misread your communication brain.
Yeah. He forgot what down it was. So.
And he said after the game, I should have gotten the first down, not gotten yards.
Yeah.
But and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, were you trashing Tom Brady? I'm like, no, I'm not. He just forgot what was going on and how many what he thought was fourth down instead of he already burned fourth down.
Yeah. I mean, even the greatest quarterbacks of all time have brain farts, and on that final play, did Tampa really lose that game, or did they lose the game fully? I mean, I think throughout the game they lost it.
Well, put it this way: it was a battle of the field goals.
Yeah.
And, Tampa Bay was setting like, okay, you got one timeout, you got a chance to get a field goal. Place it for Ryan Suckup, and he never got onto the field again.
No, he never did. But
it was a 19-17 game for Chicago. And of course, the Chicago Bears right now, you're 4-1. You've already made a quarterback change. Your head coach is now putting life on the line now.
Yeah. I think Nick Foles will be their quarterback from now on.
For a little while. Don't say from now on for life. You got to be careful with that.
If he still wins games, manages games, he'll be the quarterback. He's fine.
Yeah, I understand that, but
yeah.
But I worry about the Bears because the Bears never have had an offense. Same thing with San Francisco. One true receiver, Allen Robinson. Yes, Jimmy Graham got a touchdown on Thursday, but Allen Robinson's the number one true receiver on that team.
Yeah, he is.
And nobody else. But don't yawn. I got a lot of football tonight. So, of course, after the game, the way Nick Foles played, the first game he came in relief, he was awesome. The next game he had against Indianapolis, oh God, he had a down game. I really didn't think he was that sharp against Tampa Bay either, despite he did throw the ball to Allen Robinson quite a bit. I didn't think he was that sharp.
No, but that's all the Bears got. At least they still got it. That's all. But they still won the game.
That's right. How much time do we have left?
How much time do we got left? Let's see. We got 38 minutes. 39. So we got 15 more minutes.
Oh, okay. 20. What do we got? Like 21 minutes, or do we shut
21
minutes early?
Yeah, we got 21 minutes.
Okay, I was going to say. All right, we got time for one more football team. Then go ahead.
One more football team. One more.
Pick your team.
Pick our team. Pick our team. Let's see here.
Because I love predicting these football teams right now, Joe. If you can tell.
You're almost on. So let's go.
Oh, well, you got a ding, so something might have happened.
Well, that was Steve.
Oh, hi, Steve.
The ding was him texting me. So, let's see. Let's do the Ravens pound the Washington Redskins into the ground. That's not much of a game.
No, that was just a better game for Lamar Jackson that game than what it was against Kansas City.
Yep.
I'm trying to avoid talking
about Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Going 4-0.
I can do a couple teams in quick time if possible. Green Bay has a bye this week. They took care of Atlanta. I mean,
Everybody's taking care of Atlanta.
Yeah, I know that they even played worse than the attempted comeback. But,
even me and you take care of Atlanta.
Aaron Rodgers right now, he's another one who's off to a tremendous start with all the confidence in the world. And, of course, their tight end had a hat trick on Monday night. No Devontae Adams, but he will be back for next week. Green Bay's in a bye. But right now, Aaron Rodgers is playing really awesome after he was not happy that they drafted a backup quarterback. But I don't think it's leading to any problems right now, and the suspense isn't really killing him.
Yeah. So, Green Bay looks good. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's fitting with the new head coach. It
looks like more of Aaron Rodgers looks like the young Aaron Rodgers all over again.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, is that because of the new coach? Is that changing Rodgers, or is this just Rodgers in the beginning of last season starting 4-0?
And I just looked at his stats too. 13 touchdown passes, but here's the key: no picks.
No picks.
I don't know if he's the only quarterback in the league that has no picks, but there might be one other one. But Aaron Rodgers is one of them who hasn't thrown a pick yet. He's been smart with the football.
Yep, but I want to see Green Bay go up against like a Seattle or a healthy.
Tampa Bay is a tough. Tampa Bay too, so they're going to Tampa. So that could be a gimme.
No, but I want to see what Aaron Rodgers does against those teams. I want to go see him go against like a healthy San Francisco with Jimmy Garoppolo. I want to see that.
The defense San Francisco has right now, they don't. They already got two of their players missing. So,
but even I want to see him go up against Chicago's defense.
Well, when Green Bay plays Tampa, I forgot to mention this. Their linebacker broke his leg. He's tore up his leg. He's gone for the season after he got hurt Thursday night. And that was their big linebacker, whose hair is all the way down, halfway down his back. But
that's his.
It's not dreadlocks either, Joe. It was bushy hair.
Okay. All right. That's his preference. That's his preference.
That's my preference is what I'm going to go with. And then the last team before we move on is New Orleans. Better victory, even though they look slouchy against Detroit for a little while, but they were able to bounce back.
I think Drew Brees woke up a little bit.
Best game of the season, I thought. 3 touchdown passes.
Yep. He woke up really well.
Their wide receiver, not Michael Thomas, he was out, but the other one had 96 yards. He actually played his best game of the season.
Yeah, he did.
For New Orleans. But Kamara is still the number one person on the team. But Latavius Murray's getting quite a bit of carries too. So it's a kind of a combination for both. But I don't know how much longer you really want to keep on playing Tatum Hill. I really don't. He might take over for Drew Brees when he's retired.
Yeah. But Drew Brees is hopefully waking up a little bit in that Detroit game, throwing the 3 touchdowns, puts him back on track.
But now here's the next game for Monday night. I believe they have not moved the game out of New Orleans. I think it's staying in New Orleans because I know there were reports that they were possibly going to have to move the game to Indianapolis because of Hurricane Delta, but I think it missed.
Yep.
So because they moved the LSU game that they played in Columbia, Missouri today instead of playing at home, they were afraid. They jumped the gun a little bit. But as far as we know, on Monday, the game with New Orleans, and I can look it up real quick.
Go ahead. We got time.
Yep.
We got 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Well, we got to get the basketball and hockey. So,
Yep.
New Orleans game staying Monday night.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yup, Saints staying put. So that game
Okay.
will go on in New Orleans on Monday night. I feared it would. If the storm was hit like on a Saturday, that like tonight, then I would have said no. Then they would have had to move it to Indianapolis.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So
all
that's
right,
that.
all right. That takes care of football in preparation for Week 5. Go ahead, Joe. You can bring up the NBA. That the
The
season,
NBA.
the bubble is still in.
Yep, the bubble is still in. Bubble's still working. It's down to 2 teams. Jimmy Butler had a really good game 5. He lifted his whole team. He's a pretty good leader right now, and he's really focused on winning. So down the stretch, he went tick to tack with LeBron James. He just, he went shot for shot with him.
Yep.
So LeBron James and AD didn't have bad games. AD had 28 points. I think LeBron had 40 in a game 5.
Well, the Lakers, I couldn't believe it. When the Lakers got within, took the lead, I said, "Uh-oh, are you telling me that they're about to come from behind? They're going to win the trophy that night?" But nope.
Yeah. I think it was mostly the role players. The Lakers role players really didn't show up. That I forgot who missed the corner 3 for the Lakers. He missed it, and that was pretty much it. I mean, the role players weren't there for the Lakers. I mean, even if the role players like Rondo scored more than 10 points, I think they would have won that game. But the role players didn't show up. And does LeBron say, is he in trouble a little bit? Because he did this in Cleveland. He came back from a 3-1 deficit
against Golden
State. So does that put doubt in his mind that can Miami come back a little bit?
Well, they proved one game, but the question is, there's no more 2-day rest. You get 1 day of rest tonight, and then Sunday
back
you play
on
at
Sunday.
7:30.
Yep.
Yeah, 7:30. And if the Lakers will get a second chance to wrap it up. The trophy was in the arena. It was in a nice case.
Yep.
They showed it before the game started, and once the Miami Heat won, closed the trophy back up. It goes right back into the case and gets rolled right back into a car.
Yep. And if Miami can, if Jimmy Butler can produce another game like he did,
then Tuesday night we're going to set the stage for the final game of the season.
Final game of the season, Game 7, and Game 7 is up for grabs. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the game.
I mean, the bad part is the games at night. If the bad news is the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to have to compete with the special football games. So you wonder if they're not moving at 7 o'clock.
No, they're not moving it. No, they're not.
They can't do it. It's already set in stone for 9 o'clock, and the football game is 7 o'clock. So
yeah, so
but we'll see how Game 6 does out of all this. At this point, the people who want to stay at that hotel right now, I know they're not. I think they're staying at the Coronado Springs, and they've already said, nope, I don't think so. You can't stay at the hotel right now until the NBA teams are gone. Then they probably got to
clean it out and stuff and everything, and clean it back up.
Yup.
But but overall, it's been a good NBA final.
Yes, it has.
A little bit better than expected, but.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see if LeBron can close it out on Sunday. Or does he really choke on a game? If he does.
Yup.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I talk your little hockey.
My hockey.
For 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. And then
then we can sign off on small stuff.
Yeah. So the NHL had the nice draft. And, I thought it was pretty successful what they did. I mean, it was virtual. It was very strange. Hold on. I got to remember this name that the Rangers got.
Yep, the Rangers got one.
Yeah,
Didn't
the Rangers
Florida
went with
pick
the
up
open
like a
got the
Yale
opening pick.
player or something?
They picked up Alexei Lafreniere from
There we go. There's a
yeah, of
mouthful.
course, it's a French name, so it's Quebec,
Yeah.
Canada. His family was only allowed to be with him because I guess they're in a hot spot where that province is right now in Canada, unfortunately.
Yep.
The draft was pretty good. There wasn't really major trades going on, maybe trading draft picks for a draft pick. So when that ended, the free agency began yesterday. There were teams there were like 13 goaltenders on that free agency list, and quite a few of them made the moves. Like Henrik Lundqvist went to the Washington Capitals to be a backup. Brendan Holtby went on to Vancouver. Jacob Markstrom went on to Calgary. Matt Murray signed a 4-year deal with the Ottawa Senators. Cam Talbot, I can't believe Minnesota Wild gave him a lot of money to go over there because that means he thinks he's going to be number one before Alex Stalock starts in net.
Yep.
The probably the biggest move so far from what I have seen is I typed this up to see if there's any other free agents out there. Torrey Krug, who played for the Boston Bruins in the Stanley Cup Finals against the St. Louis Blues, signed an 8-year deal to go be with St. Louis, but it made Alex Bertangelo very unfortunately, that's telling him he's not coming back to St. Louis, which I thought was a slap in the face. That's the only disappointment I didn't like. Like basically, if you can't sign with this team, then they're going to say, I'm very sorry, but we have to move on to another player, and we're going to have to release you. And the Blues actually didn't on their salary cap. Unfortunately, they spent quite a bit of money with what's going on. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Which has been crazy. Trying to see if there's any other.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Here. Yeah.
Okay.
But I have to
boring hockey.
Look at everything for you.
You got to look at it. That's yeah. I didn't say that one.
Yeah. I bet. Don't worry. At least this is probably the last thing on for hockey, unless I hear something big. Oh, but Connor McDavid did get tested positive, unfortunately.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know, but it didn't. It happened while he was somewhere. It wasn't during in the bubble time. So.
Okay.
So our quickies today. This morning I watched the French Open, and we had history in the making this morning. I gotta find this.
You gotta find her name.
Yup, I have to because I
forgot her name already. It's a hard name to pronounce.
Oh, I know. Female wins French Open because she rocked it today. Yup. Teenager Inga Swiatek.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, she's 19 years old.
Yep.
She won the French Open this morning. The whole women's draw was wide open. There were both of them were unseeded during this whole thing, and she beat. I'll give you the player's name in a second. We beat. It was a U.S. person who was in there too.
Well, good to see the U.S. in the final.
She was ranked 54th overall. This girl from Poland. Oh, she beat Sophia Kenin.
Okay.
In 2 sets. It didn't last very long, but she was the first Poland tennis player to win a Grand Slam from that country, from men's or women's side.
Yep.
So that was a nice little moment. She's only 19 years old. The last person from Poland that made it to the finals before she won it all, you have to go back to 1937.
Wow.
Yeah, the Wimbledon Open. I'll give you the name of it next week because we're almost out of time.
Yeah, we got about 2 minutes to do a couple of things.
Tomorrow we got Nadal and Djokovic playing for the men's final. Djokovic looks like he's behaved better since he got disqualified at the U.S. Open. We have more football tomorrow to discuss. The Hartford Athletics are playing their playoff game as we speak right now in Hartford tonight. So everybody enjoy that game. Stay socially distanced, please, if you can.
Yep.
Because our state right now is starting to go up again, and we don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want to shut back down.
No, we don't want to shut back down again. We can't afford it to happen. The
so
NASCAR race goes down to the top 10, I believe, after tomorrow.
Yep.
And, the Masters is, less than a month away.
Yep, we can watch
We're
the
getting ready
Masters.
for that big tournament. And if you heard as well, college sports will not be played at the XL Center for the UConn men's, women's basketball, or the hockey team. They will not be playing there this year.
That's a bummer.
I know, but you know why they're doing it? Because the people in Hartford want to see that stadium sold out, and you can't do it right now.
Nope, you can't.
When the vaccine comes through and everybody's cured and restrictions eased,
Yep,
then we can go back to
and we can go back to normal.
Nope, I don't think so. Anything else, Joe, before you say goodbye? We got a minute left.
Nope, I got nothing else. to rant and rave about.
I mean,
so
it was a fun 20th show, I'll say that.
Yes, it has been a fun 20th show. Thanks for watching. My name is Joe Musil, the host of the Sportsman Show, along with my good friend
Coach E. Carolus. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a good ride. Next week we hit the blackjack episode, so have your jack and ace ready to go.
Yeah, we get chicken little dinner.
Yep, that's right. Show your playing cards because we'll have a 21 coming.
We'll have a 21. Yeah.
Enjoy your week, everybody. And for some of you, for people who are going to school, enjoy your Columbus Day off on Monday.
Yep. Watch us on YouTube. Comment on YouTube. Like us on YouTube.
And of course on TV, please. We may be episodes behind, but you know what? At least you'll be catching up on the episodes that you're watching. Leading up to this episode. Have a good week, everybody. Let's enjoy it. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Bye.